What's up guys, today we're going to be doing a brawler tier list for the mode Solo Showdown. This is my personal opinion, so it may not be accurate. And I am also going to assume each brawler has their star power and their gadget unlocked. So let's start off in the D tier. I'm going to put all the throwers, so Dynamite, Tick, Barley, and Sprout, because they're very squishy, and I think it's sometimes really hard to hit your shots, like with Tick and other throwers. Next, I'm gonna add Mortis. He's bad in so many 1v1s besides like the throwers, and to get good damage you actually have to like be right on top of the enemy, which is bad against a lot of brawlers. And often I see Mortises, they have to run away almost the whole entire match, so I think he's D tier. Next, I'm going to be moving on to the C tier brawlers. So first, I'm going to put Shelly, because she's pretty short range, and her Band-Aid star power used to be very, very good, but they Supercell nerfed it, and she also gets bullied a lot by most brawlers, like long range brawlers. And I'm also going to put all the tanks, because they also get bullied. So Bull, I would consider Frank a tank, Rosa, Daryl, Primo, yeah. So they get bullied a lot, and they're very short range, and I think they're only good on maps with a lot of bushes, such as Cavern Churn. Next, I'm going to put Penny and Jessie into the C tier, because they're not very high damage, and their supers, like the turrets, aren't that good. I don't think they're that good in Solo Showdown. Next, I'm going to put Poco in, because he's just very low damage, so that automatically makes him pretty bad in Solo Showdown. Next, I'm also going to add Tara, because her super takes so long to get, and her damage is also pretty underwhelming. And lastly, for the C tier, I'm going to put Colt, Ricochet, and Piper, because they're really squishy and they require good aim, which I don't have. Next, we're going to move on to the B tier. First, I'm going to put Crow, because his shield gadget is very good, but it only has 2 charges. But he's also very squishy, and his poison takes a long time to confirm kills on enemies. Next, I'm going to put Jean in the B tier. I don't think his damage is very good, and his pull can only be used to take out weak enemies. But he has very good poke with his very long range because of his attack that splits. Next, I'm going to put in Anita. Nita's super, her bear, isn't that good in solos, unless you have a lot of power cubes, and her range isn't very good either, but her reload speed and damage are pretty good. Next, I'm going to put in Spike. He's very good at poking enemies and getting boxes, but like Crow, he's also very squishy. Next is Jackie. Her speed gadget is actually insane, and she has very good splash damage and high damage, but she can get outranged very easily. Next is Max. Max is the only brawler I don't have, but I think her speed is very good in Solo Showdown, and her damage is also pretty decent. Lastly, in the B tier, I'm going to put Sandy. His damage isn't too good, in my opinion, but he has pretty good health and range, and his super is pretty good for area control. Next are the brawlers in the A tier. First is Nani. Nani has crazy damage and a good super, and her gadget is very good because it allows her to teleport to her super, like the little rocket, Peep. But however, it's really hard to hit shots sometimes, but you can auto aim up close. Next is Karl. Karl has very good range and health, and his super can be used to kill brawlers or escape, but he does lose in close range fights. Next is going to be Pam. Pam is pretty bad from far range, but her healing is off the charts. She also has a very good amount of health. Next is Bo. Bo's mines are really good for blocking off pathways and dealing damage, and his stun mines are also really good, and his gadget helps him to put out a lot more mines, although it can be hard to hit his shots sometimes. Next is BB. BB has very good reload, and the knockback from her bat is very helpful, but her range also isn't very good, like the tanks. Next is going to be Brock. Brock's star power is very good for boxes, the flame one, and keeping enemies away, and his rocket number 4 star power is also pretty good. His gadget is also very useful to get away from enemy brawlers, where he jumps. However, he is fairly squishy, and he requires aim. Next in the A tier is going to be Leon. Leon's super is very good in solo showdown, because he can use it to solo kill a brawler or run away. His damage is very insane up close, and you can also auto aim it, which makes it easy. However, your ranged attack is not very good. Lastly in A tier is Galil. Galil's damage is pretty good, and his health is okay, but his jump pad gadget is very good. He can jump on brawlers or escape with his gadget, and his stunning star power also helps so much for getting kills, where he stuns the brawlers on the wall. Oops, I actually forgot to put Ems in the C tier. I'm gonna put her in the C tier because her main attack is only good from ranged, and if a brawler gets close to her, she's probably gonna be dead. Finally, we made it to the S tier brawlers. First is gonna be B. B's charge shot is great for doing lots of damage, and her super makes it so much easier to hit her shots. Her gadget also slows down enemies and can be used to tank a shot too. And her range is also pretty good, and I think she's very good for 1v1s. Next is Mr. P. Mr. P's porter is extremely annoying, and his minions from the porter reveal where enemies are hiding, and they can also poke at them. His star powers are good. One of his star powers buffs the turrets, which is even more annoying, and one also basically increases his range. And he can also shoot over walls. Next is Surge. Surge's gadget allows him to escape or get a kill by teleporting, and he can even teleport through walls. His upgrade system is actually crazy for solo showdown, and if he gets to the max upgrade, he's actually a beast. His star power makes him even stronger because he can do more damage or poke around corners. Lastly, in the number 1 spot for S tier is going to be 8-Bit. 8-Bit has good health, good damage, and his super makes his damage even higher. His gadget is good for outplaying enemy brawlers or even escaping. He is very slow, but his star power, extra life, is what makes him so dang good. He basically has 2 lives. Let's see how overpowered 8-Bit star power, extra life makes him in solo showdown. We're finally done with the tier list, and thank you so much for watching, and thanks for 250 subscribers. Sorry, my commentary is pretty bad because it's my first time, but see you guys in the next video, and have a good day or night. Peace.